while I think this is something Carolina should pursue, I don't think it would fix Cam Newton. Cam Newton has to fix himself. His footwork, his technique have to be better. Antonio Brown won't solve that. Antonio Brown could put a spotlight on the problems more so than help Cam Newton.
So you're going to really ride with this fix Cam Newton, like Cam Newton's broke down. Oh, AB's a surgeon. He's going to fix Cam Newton because that's the only thing wrong with Cam Newton. If you look at Cam Newton, he tried to play through injury and still posted what his highest career completion percentage.
They made the playoffs.
Oh, there we go.
They did.
There you go. So sorry, quarterbacks that make the playoffs, they're great. And then the ones who don't make it, oh, damn it.
Nah, I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay, second highest passer rating in his career. Cam Newton and AB will be a marriage made in heaven. I will go there. I will say that if you give him AB, it's going to be fireworks on and off the field, must-see television. And Cam Newton, if he is going to come back fully healthy at the beginning of the season, what Antonio Brown will give him the deep threat that he needs. No disrespect to DJ Moore and Devin Funchess, but they weren't able to take the top off the defense consistently like AB would be able to. And then you pair him with Christian McCaffrey, now you have the trifecta you need in that offense.
Yeah, I mean, as far as fixing Cam Newton is concerned, Cam Newton went a long way to fixing himself last year with Norv Turner, talking to both of those guys, doing a Carolina Panthers game.
For 8 games?
Well,
for 8 games?
For 8 games, but he had a shoulder surgery or a shoulder issue where Dave Tepper, their owners, actually said, we might sit you for the 2019 season. That's how significant it was. He missed a throw. I called a game against Cleveland. I called 2 games. A game in Cleveland where he had somebody down the field wide open for a touchdown. He couldn't throw it more than 35 yards. Ended up getting picked off. Yeah. That's how bad his shoulder was last year. Now, understanding mechanically what he had to fix, understanding more of the anticipatory nature of football, and essentially understanding offense. One thing about Cam Newton, talent's wasted on talented people. And one of the issues that Cam Newton had is he's so physically gifted that he could get away and still be an MVP without truly understanding all that he needed to understand about playing the quarterback position. And he has taken it upon himself to fix that aspect of his game. 67% completion percentage throughout the entirety of last season. I think he started 14 games, and he played half of those games completely injured where he couldn't practice during the week. So I don't think it's so much about fixing Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton's gone a long way to fixing some of his issues. And the biggest part of this, to be able to fix those things, you have to understand that you have an issue. And I think that's where Norv Turner came in and really changed the way Cam Newton thought about the game. Would Antonio Brown fit with what they're doing and the weapons they have? Shoot, Antonio Brown is a freak show. You know what needs to be fixed? And I'll tell you who can fix it. Ron Rivera can fix Antonio Brown because he's not going to put up with the baloney that Mike Tomlin put up with. And that's where that marriage would work in my mind.
That's a great point. I just want, as someone who I think watched virtually all of Cam's games, because I love to watch Cam play, and he did. First 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season, I was on here.
Right.
MVP level. My God, Christian McCaffrey's been awesome. And adding Antonio Brown to that mix would be awesome. However, and again, maybe it was all because of the shoulder injury. The second half of the season, he was inaccurate quite too often. And again, obviously, the obvious shoulder problems prevented him from throwing it downfield. And look, I would pursue this in a heartbeat. This would be awesome for Cam. But there is some risk. Antonio Brown playing with Ben Roethlisberger, a guy that, regardless of whether they get along or not, Ben knows how to get AB the ball, and he does it often. If Cam somehow isn't as accurate, doesn't get him the ball on time the way Ben did, Antonio Brown's not a guy that's going to go quietly into the night. And look, the Panthers moved on from Steve Smith, an outspoken diva-type receiver, because they wanted Cam to have the freedom to throw the ball wherever the defense dictated. And so, again, there could be some sparks here. You just never know.
Well, there's a different level of cover and comfort when you talk about the Carolina Panthers. Over the years, their players have been able to have full expression on the field. You could talk about Cam Newton and all the issues that some fans have with him, but it was in effort of an organization that supported Cam Newton and let him have full expression. I think that's going to play well if AB's on that team, because there were times where now all of a sudden the owner mentality of your quarterback starts to creep into your locker room, and you have issue with that. I don't see Cam Newton and AB butting heads like that. Also, your ownership, who was a part of the ownership group with the Pittsburgh Steelers, can easily play on that human capital saying, hey, I was there. I saw the bad from their side, and I saw some of the things that you need to edit. But I'm here to take some of those hits with you. And then being down there in Carolina, that country, the way that they look at it is almost like a collegiate experience. Like they rally for each other. And it's a little different, not on the island from the NFL, but certainly a little exempt from all the criticism.
I will say this about Rivera, and that's really what it comes down to, is he holds his guys accountable. And, you know, he was a player. I played against him. He was part of that Bears organization that had one of the great defenses we've ever seen. Ron was a backup player in that, and he became a starter later on in his career. He was a really good player, but he is one of those guys that will hold you accountable. And Antonio Brown has been allowed to be a diva in Pittsburgh. He has been allowed by Mike Tomlin, as has been Roethlisberger. They have allowed that kind of behavior, and I just don't believe that Ron Rivera is going to go down that road.